Welcome to Life Behind the Laundry, a series designed to accompany you during your daily routines, whether you're washing dishes, cleaning your home, or simply relaxing. I understand how busy life can get, so I wanted to create content that doesn't demand your full attention. Think of this as a conversation with best friends. We're just hanging out, talking, and navigating life together. Consider it your personal support group. Before I became a stay-at-home mom, I thought it would be easy. I assumed that staying home all day, not having to work, would be a breeze. But I quickly learned that honestly, going to work, even in the military, was easier than staying home with kids. At first, staying home sounds great because it's just you and your kids, right? And it is awesome for the first couple of months, but it can get isolating and stressful very fast. With my first son, I sent him to daycare. I was active duty in the military at the time, and I really only dealt with him after 4 p.m. until 8 at bedtime and on the weekends. So I didn't realize how challenging it would be to entertain a little kid. Not only entertaining them, but also creating an enriching environment for them and keeping up with daily chores and cooking and everything else that comes along with homemaking. And all that while trying not to fall into depression from the lack of adult contact. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids, but it's a tough job. Then there's a struggle to maintain a sense of myself. It's easy to lose yourself in motherhood, and that's something I had to fight against. I'm still trying to find balance. One week, it's all about the kids, and I forget about myself. Then, the next week, I get down because I realize I'm not doing anything for me. The next week, I try to do more of what I love, but it's a real balancing act. Looking back, my military experience shaped my initial perspective in a very bad way. I was in the United States Marine Corps, and as many people know, it's a male-heavy branch of the military. I would hear things like, my wife is always nagging, or she's lazy because she's always home, and when I get home, both her and the house looks a mess. Now that I'm in this role, I realize those moms were struggling. I took socializing for granted. It's such an important part of life, and being a mom home with kids can be very isolating. Now my perspective is filled with humility. I feel for those women who sacrifice so much for their families alongside their husbands. One thing I've learned so far is that it's okay to take a break. Yes, I know that laundry is piling up and those dishes seem never ending. And oh my goodness, I know that baby just drew all over the walls again. Or like my toddler said, the ghost drew all over his face with the markers he was supposed to be coloring with. But you know what? Sometimes you just have to sit back, laugh, and remind yourself that these little moments are actually kind of funny. In the grand scheme of things, they're the things you'll miss when your kids are all grown up. So I've learned to take a step back, give myself permission to breathe. I put the kids to bed early, take a relaxing bath with a glass of wine. I make it special, light some candles, watch my favorite trash TV show, or rom-com. It's hard, but I try to give myself at least one night when I prioritize me. A specific moment that helped me shift my perspective was in 2022, when I was discharged from the military because I refused the big V. My husband and I took a leap of faith. He told me to stay at home with the kids while he went to work, and that's what I did. It was tough though. He had an out-of-town job, so it was just me, two babies, and two little kids. I decided to homeschool them because at the time, the world felt pretty scary. Now, this is how I balance things. It's hard, and I struggle till this day. There are weeks where everything feels just off kilter, but I've learned to give myself grace. Not every day is going to go according to plan. If one day goes badly, I tell myself that tomorrow will be better. I control my emotions, and I try to remind myself that I'll get back on track tomorrow. I'll make tomorrow what I wanted for today. Even though I've learned to prioritize myself, the truth is, it's not always easy. Can we talk about it? You know what? That guilt. You know that mom guilt? It creeps in, and it's tough. You feel like you're letting your kids down and not being the quote unquote perfect mom. I can go on and on and on about this, but I'll be diving into that more in the next episode because I know I'm not alone in this struggle. If you've ever felt that guilt for taking a moment for yourself, I get it. And we'll talk about how I try to navigate that too. Oh, and before I end this episode, I wanted to give you a golden nugget. I want to share a book recommendation. I try my best to read, but honestly, running a household doesn't give me a lot of time for it. So I listen to audiobooks. One audiobook that's been very helpful to me is The Habits of a Household by Justin W. Earley. It's a great resource for creating habits that help bring peace and purpose into family life. I highly recommend it. And with that, I'll call y'all back soon. Until next time, bye.